Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind Your Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind Your Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Happy Thursday. Glad to have you guys back in on the channel tonight. The Celtics playing with their food, and tonight it's a Game 6 because of it. Boston has to go on the road and take on Philadelphia tonight with all signs of hope for Philly. And the Celtics should have closed it out in 5, but in the fourth quarter, they were absolutely dismal. Hoping to turn things around tonight here for Boston in this one. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. The Celtics are 21-6 following a loss. Regular season plus playoffs this season. And it's all about bounce back, or being able to provide the bounce back win tonight if you're the Celtics, and just terrible fourth quarter that they have. Going into this game on an absolute collapse. They were up by double digits at one point, looking to run away with it. They led by 13 points, and then they completely collapsed and couldn't make a shot in the fourth quarter. Celtics missed their 14 final field goals of the game in over a 7-minute span, and they went just 3 for 22 in the fourth quarter, including 1 for 14 from 2. Hopefully a much better showing tonight here, this one for Boston. Emil, thanks for joining in. Daniel, Edith, glad to have you on the stream for this one here tonight. Celtics come in 6.5-point favorites on the line, and nobody could be able to make a shot, especially in the second half. They got to get other guys to step up for Boston, because right now it is basically just the Jays and Peyton Pritchard. That is it. Nobody else is having an impact scoring in this series for the last couple of games. Jason Tatum coming off a massive double-double, 24.16 rebounds in Game 5. Jaylen Brown, he had 22. Feel like he could do much better, though. Brown, inefficient, just 9 for 23 from the floor. He was forcing up a lot of shots for JB. He can do much better than what he had. And then Peyton Pritchard, he had 12. He went off for 32 in the previous game before that. And the other guy's going to have to step up. Terrible Sam Hauser game on Tuesday. He had just 8 points, 3 for 7 from the floor, minus 21 on the court. He's been struggling defensively as of late in this series. And I'm just hoping that Derek White can finally find his shot. According to Twitter, there were videos put out today by the Celtics media experts that cover the Celtics on the on-court shoot-around like 5 hours before the game with the Celtics warm-ups. And there was a Celtics media member that posted a video of Derek White having a difference in his shooting form tonight. So we'll see if that makes a difference in this game. It was pertaining to the arc of his shots for Derek White. So we'll see if that's able to help him out tonight. But man, I hope that he can build back confidence, because he has lost a ton of confidence shooting the basketball out of late. And instead of stepping into open threes, he goes into pump fakes, and then the defender closes right out on him. So yeah, it looks like he's lost confidence on the floor for him, and all he needs is just able to make some shots and regain that confidence right back. Virgilio, welcome in. Liking Maxey to go off today. Mystic, thanks for joining in. Yeah, huge lead right now for the Knicks in that game, 60-19. Holy smokes, Knicks are destroying the Hawks, 60-19, with under 7 left to go before halftime. Holy smokes. Wow. Marcus, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Michael, glad to have you back in. Hope so, man. Hopefully there will be no Game 7 on Saturday. Hopefully Celtics able to do it today. I'm not exactly sure if I would be able to cover the Game 7 on Saturday, because I have a doubleheader for softball, so it depends on what time that game would be. If it's at night, then I would be able to cover it. If it's during the afternoon, I get softball games at 12 and 2, so probably not, most likely. Yeah, Hawks going out sad. That's too bad. They were a hot riser second half of the year for them. Jimmy, what's good? Glad to have you back in. Hope all is going well, man. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win this one here tonight, Celtics or Sixers. Joel Embiid turning back the clock from like 4 years ago, looking like his previous self. He was huge in the second half, getting into the mid-range, got Keita into some severe foul trouble, and Nikola Vucevic, oh man, his defense got completely exposed defending Embiid in the last game. Nikola Vucevic got ripped to shreds defensively down low. He could not stop Joel Embiid whatsoever. Gonna have to do a much better job defensively today. And it all starts with Keita staying in the game and avoiding foul trouble. Keita's had some serious issues in this series with foul trouble, so he's gonna have to be much better than that. And after Keita, I mean, that's a lot on his plate for Vucevic. And then Luka Garza has been the one primarily defending Drummond, and not put up to the task to defend Embiid, so that's been Vucevic recently. Yeah, I'm liking the Celtics tonight, Jimmy. I think it's going to be a close one tonight. Celtics by 4 in this game. They've had some issues with close games, but they did win that critical game 3 on Friday by 8. Yeah, this game is on Peacock. It's also on NBCSN. So if you have YouTube TV, it's on NBCSN, which is provided through YouTube TV. I don't know what other ones. I'll take a look and see what other streaming networks cover NBCSN. NBCSN is available on YouTube TV or Hulu plus Live TV. So if you have YouTube TV or Hulu plus Live TV, you can get NBCSN. It's also on Peacock. Yeah, hopefully no 7-game series. Hopefully the Celtics learned from the last game and don't play with their food. Yeah, they're making it much more harder than it should be. And that's what happens when you're a team that lives by the 3, dies by the 3. Celtics win big margins when they're on point from their 3-point shots. Well, they're winning games by a hefty margin. But when they're struggling to make threes, then you know what happens. It's going to be an L. And that's what happened in the last game. Celtics struggle mightily from 3-point range. 11 for 39 from the perimeter, 28%. Just not a good game for Boston. having a tough time connecting on shots. They went just 14 for 23 at the free throw line at 61%. That's not like them. And then in the second half, their defense completely got shredded, defending Joel Embiid. Quentin Grimes went off for 18, and they could not buy a bucket to save their lives in the fourth quarter. It was a terrible offensive display in quarter number 4. They were just simply hunting down matchups, and they were taking difficult shots left and right, and they were bricking them. And then there was some shots that they could have easily had, like a layup by Jason Tatum, but he bobbled it and he missed the layup backdoor. So it's mistakes that you don't really see the Celtics team do too often, that they were hurting themselves by basically giving away the game, because the simple shots that they have been hitting throughout the course of the season, they have been bricking. And props to Philadelphia for their defense, because Philadelphia was locked in that fourth quarter and locked down Boston. And Boston was taking way too many difficult shots. Jaylen Brown went with this just ridiculous fall-away baseline jumper that was not even close. Streak Bully, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Wow, you're looking at Game 7 here. Celtics Sixers going to tip off at any moment from now. Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Sam Hauser, Jason Tatum, Neemias Queta, the starting 5 for the Celtics tonight. Celtics starting lineup being announced right now. I like the NBC pregame introductions, how they do the starting lineup introductions. That is so cool. Good, really good inclusion into their production for this year's NBC. This game is it's on Peacock, so unfortunately not on NBC. It's on Peacock or it's on NBCSN. Wow, 72-22. Yikes. Knicks lead the Hawks. Whoever's streaming that game, they probably quit right now. That's horrific. Yeah, if you're a Hawks fan, man, I feel you. There's been some bad beats with teams in the past going out in the playoffs. There was one from a few years back that the Suns got demolished by Dallas in a Game 7. Risso, welcome back in. Miles, thanks for joining in. Hope so, man. Celtics really good after falling a loss, bouncing back. 21-6 overall. Playing much better on the road than they have done at home in this series. And that's how they've been historically. Like, better on the road. Like, they play much better when they're motivated, have stuff against them, and their backs against the wall than when they're at an advantage. Just playing with their food. The last game. I created it, so yeah, when I used to play when I was younger, I used to shoot all the time from 3. And this was like kind of like before the time Steph Curry took over the NBA. I kind of came up with that myself. Kind of fits what the Celtics strategy is for how they go by the analytics. Live by the three when they're drilling threes, like that game 4 where they went off for 24 threes, a franchise record, but last game crumbled by the 3. Daphne, welcome in. Richard, thanks for joining in. Got some Celtics fans in the channel. Glad to have you guys back in for this one. Starting lineup tonight for Philadelphia looks like this. Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Kelly Oubre Jr., Paul George, and Joel Embiid. Celtics, their starting 5. Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Sam Hauser, Jason Tatum, and Neemias Queta. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Philly's going to go in the white jerseys tonight for this matchup. Blue numbers, blue letters. Celtics go in the jersey right behind me. The green uniforms, white numbers, white letters tonight for Boston. Boston very, very good this season following a loss. One of the top teams in the NBA after a loss this year by the Celtics. And this is about bouncing back tonight for Boston. Avoiding foul trouble, nailing their shots, and able to provide physicality, lockdown defense, and stifle Philadelphia. Also, one big key for the Celtics, they got to take care of the basketball much better. They have struggled throughout this entire series with turnovers. And they got to get guys to come to play. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, double digits constantly throughout this series. Peyton Pritchard rising up recently, but the other guys struggling throughout the series. And got to get those guys going. Sam Hauser coming off a rough game. And the Game 5 loss. Hopefully able to find a shooting stroke of Derek White. That would be a huge development. The Celtics able to do that tonight. If he is able to get going, that would be massive. Got to stop Joel Embiid because he was an absolute force in the second half, and he has found his groove right now after missing the first couple of games in the series. Celtics going left to right of the floor. Queta at midcourt alongside Embiid. Right to left on the court for Philadelphia. Queta and Embiid at midcourt as the ball's tipped up. We're underway, and Philadelphia controls the opening tip. First possession of the night here for the Sixers. VJ Edgecombe sends it on top into the hands to George. Jumper, Embiid, mid-range, rattles it in. Joel Embiid right back to his usual form of the last game. Opening possession here for the Celtics. Boston going left to right on the floor. Tatum at the edge of the midcourt logo finds Queta at the wing. Queta towards his left. Handoff Hauser. Hauser pops up on a 3 left short. Battle for the rebound. Controlled by Embiid. Possession number 2 now for Philly. Pass midcourt with George into the hands to Embiid. Embiid up fake outside to George. Paul George turns the corner, drives, kick out, corner, Oubre out to the wing, Edgecombe on top, Maxey. Lob to Embiid, handoff Maxey. Maxey back outside, Embiid. Embiid takes the 3 over Queta off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Queta. Celtics will live with that. Joel Embiid has struggled with efficiency so far from 3 in the series. White off the baseline dribble, stumbled. It was tied up on the floor. So the clock stops with 10:58 left to go. Just stumbled right there off that baseline dribble. So this will lead to a jump ball tie-up at the free throw circle. Celtic side front court between Derek White and Joel Embiid. And the jump ball gets tipped up to Edgecombe. Philly with possession. Handoff George. George at the corner. Let it slip. Out of bounds. It's a turnover. And Queta hit the deck hard. Good defense there by Queta, forcing that turnover, though. Queta a little bit hobbly there, getting back up, but he's okay. He's going to walk it off. Jeffrey, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in, bud. Duffers, Ronald, glad to have you back in the stream. Tatum has possession for the Celtics. Off the screen set by Queta into the hands to Queta. Handoff Tatum. Tatum dribbles up to the elbow. Outside Hauser. Hauser accelerates inside the paint. Right to the rim. Full layup line for the first bucket of the night for Sam Hauser. Great sign to see there. Sam Hauser, head full of steam, taking it to the rack with a 2. Maxey with possession, slides it on top off to Embiid. Joel Embiid handoff to Edgecombe around the perimeter. Step back three in the air. Skipped around the rim and out to rebound secure by Queta. Celtics get lucky there. Derek White went underneath the screen set by Embiid trying to defend Edgecombe, which led to that top of the key at 3-point shot attempt. Brown steps into an open three. Off the back rim, no good. Tipped around Derek White. The all-time hustle play comes out with an offensive rebound. Runner misfired though with the low block as it goes back to Philly. And that's one that he usually gets, just missed it around the rim and out. Tough shot by Maxey, falling away at the elbow. No good off the back rim. Rebound goes to the Celtics. Boston with possession. Derek White sends it off to Tatum. Dribble, drive, attack downhill to the cup. No good, he blew the layup. How do you blow a wide open layup there for Jason Tatum? Wide open in the corner, Oubre. Embiid going to take it himself as Oubre was called for the basketball. Embiid score it and one. Joel Embiid with a free throw coming up. Man, that's tough. Jason Tatum should have 2 points on the board right now. Cannot make a layup from point-blank range. That cannot be happening in the playoffs. Free throw by Embiid, and that's good. Three-point advantage for Philly. Celtics with possession. Derek White sends it off to Tatum. Tatum defended by George around the perimeter. Gets past off the Queta screen. Tatum attacks the paint, right to the rim. Count it, and one. Coming up at the free throw line. Jason Tatum, next level play, redemption. After the miss previous to that. Gotta love that right there by JT. Goes right back at the defense and scores. Man, that's just next level stuff there. Yep, this is the opportunity right now for the Celtics. Can't be playing with their food tonight. Free throw was missed by Tatum. Had some tough times at the free throw line recently. Maxey race up the floor for Philadelphia as we are 3 minutes into the game. Embiid, a jumper, mid-range off the rim, no good. Looking for the foul call, couldn't get it. Rebound secured by Tatum. They have numbers up the floor. White, outside Hauser. Into the hands to Tatum on top. Finds Brown in the corner. Brown dribbles up to the mid-block. Jaylen Brown backs his way one-on-one. Takes on Maxey. Inside the paint. Brown, a jumper around the rim and out. Rebound goes to Embiid. Back it goes to Philly. Maxey across court. Three. George off the back rim, no good. Hauser collects the defensive rebound. Celtics with possession. Celtics will slow it down. White attacks inside the paint. Runner left it off the rim shorts. He's gonna get going. He's had a tough time for like the last month and a half. Just hasn't been able to look like himself. And the jumper's good from three by Paul George. 4-point advantage for Philly. Celtics have had so many good looks right now, but they just cannot make their shots. Tatum towards his left out the wing. A spin cycle elbow outside into the hands to White. Derek White bumped into, slipped, tripped, and fouled. And the clock will stop with 8 minutes. Or beg my pardon, that's gonna be a turnover on Derek White. So no, he was not fouled by the defense. No. Oh, first of all, that should be a foul right there. Paul George pushed from behind, and then White off the dribble got bumped into Maxey, slipped up, and the referees called it a turnover. So turnover on Derek White. Man, this has not been a good start for the Celtics. Just 2 for 8 from the floor. Maxey shovels on top into the hands to Embiid. Back outside, Maxey, step back 3. He's money. 11-4 Philadelphia. 9-2 run in the last minute 50 clip for Philly. Celtics having a tough time right now. Jaylen Brown take it on George, playing iso ball 1-on-1. Jumper, deep 2, tough one off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Oubre. Now, Celtics making it way too difficult right now. They're reverting back to their old habits. Looking like 2021 Celtics right now on the floor. Tyrese Maxey dribbles up free throw circle. Outside Embiid takes the open 3 off the mark. No good. A rebound secured by Tatum. Boston's going to get something here. Jason Tatum. Lob to Brown. Brown. A jumper. Baseline. Connects on it. Good for 2 for JB. There you go. Finally, he hunt down a mismatch, taking on Edgecombe. Able to have that advantage and scored a bucket over him at the deep baseline. Joel Embiid off the double. Terrible pass, ricocheted off the side of the glass right to Derek White. As the Celtics have it up the floor, bounce past Brown. Brown backs his way into Edgecombe once again. At the low block, Jaylen Brown inside the key, bouncing body, shovels off to Keita. Runner drills the two. Finally, Celtics able to start to work the ball around. 3 assists now for Boston. 3-point game, under 6.5 left to go in the opening quarter. Maxey had it up the floor, and Philly, away from the play, George knocked down and fouled. Gonna have the first timeout of the night. 6:24 left to go, opening quarter. 3-point game, Philadelphia leads to the first timeout. Alright, if you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. As we are on the first timeout of the night. Yeah, really tough start for the Celtics offense. They're just reverting back to their old habits and hunting down matchups instead of making things much more easier upon themselves and moving the ball around. Two's down the line. Tatum, Hauser, Keita, Brown, each with 2 to start off tonight. Thaddeus, thanks so much for the dono. Really appreciate it with a dono from Thaddeus. Hockey, welcome in. Siegel, thanks for joining back in. You guys, the legends on the channel. Yeah, I'm going to be upgrading my streaming laptop too. If you guys hear like buzzing in the background at any moment, then I'm probably going to have to restart the stream. I did that last night. There's been an issue in my PC fan, and it's been happening for like over a month right now. I've taken it out a couple of times, air compressed it to try to dust it down, but it still is having an issue. So I'm probably just gonna invest in a new laptop instead of buying the fan separately, trying to put that in, and then if something happens, the laptop craps, and then I would be without a laptop and would be without streaming for a while. So it's probably better for me to go out, like invest in a laptop and then be able to just transfer the stuff on that, and then eventually invest in a fan for this one, and then if it has issues after I put in the new fan, it wouldn't be a problem since I would transfer that stuff over. But hopefully, knock on wood, this one goes through. Yeah, yesterday's first half was tough. The fan was like spinning in the background. I had to go and restart the stream at halftime, but hopefully it'll be fine this time around. Sixers led by Embiid. 5 points, 5 minutes by Joel Embiid with 3 rebounds, 3 by Tyrese Maxey, 3 by Paul George. Yes, Derek White definitely needs to wake up. Yeah, he's had 2 pretty good looks too that he usually makes, like mid-range floaters, and he couldn't make those. Like something's up mentally with Derek White, and then physically, I don't know if he's playing hurt for Derek White, but he hasn't been himself. Like throughout the course of this year, he hasn't been himself, but like lately, the last month and a half, he really hasn't been able to shoot the ball like himself. Man, the poor guy, I feel for him. He makes up for it on the defensive side of the floor, but it's been really rough throughout this series. He's only made 7 total threes in the series. He's 7 for 33 from 3. We get back to action, 11-8 Philly by 3. Yeah, there was some Derek White. There was a possession, I think it was in the last game. He was wide open on the 3. And he went into an up fake and decided not to take the 3 and pass the ball out. And that's usually a shot that he always takes. He was wide open, and he just decided not to take the 3. So something's up. Like, he's completely lost confidence within himself. And, yeah, right now, Derek White's still on the floor. So Pritchard's on the bench. They still got the same starting 5 out on the court beg my pardon, Pritchard's out on the floor right now. So Pritchard is on the floor. White's in the game. It's Hauser who's on the bench right now. Maxey, cross court, Edgecombe, 3 from the corner. Off the mark, no good. Keita controls the defensive rebound. 5 in the court looks like this for the Celtics. Tatum, Brown, Pritchard, White, and Keita. White has it at the top. Lob to Brown. Brown at the elbow. Brown dribbles inside the key. Jumper off balance. Got fouled. 2 shots coming up on the free throw line by Jaylen Brown. Yeah, I agree there, Mayor Baltimore. Celtics got to play with fire in their belly. Like, they got to play that they're hungry and they want it more. Yeah, I saw that. That's insane. 83-34 just before halftime. Knicks are demolishing the Hawks. 2 free throws at the line for Jaylen Brown. The first one is good. James, welcome in. Thanks for joining back in from the Philippines. That's the second personal foul charged to VJ Edgecombe. So Jaylen Brown's been hunting down matchups, taking on VJ Edgecombe 1-on-1. And now VJ Edgecombe's not on the floor. It's Quentin Grimes right now. So we'll see if that does change, if Jaylen Brown's still going to go after this time Quentin Grimes and hunt down those matchups with Edgecombe on the bench. Second free throw missed. That's a critical miss. Celtics should have this game at least tied. They should honestly be up 13-11. Jason Tatum blew a wide open layup. Celtics have also missed 2 free throws. Quentin Grimes, first time on the floor, gigantic killer. He had 18 in the last game. Maxey at the top of the key, takes on the White, dribbles up, drives inside the key. Eurostep right past Vucevic to the cup, scores the layup. Yikes. Nikola Vucevic and defense, those 2 names just don't gel together. Pritchard dribbles up to the elbow, into the hands to Brown. Jaylen dribbles, baseline, lost it. His pocket got picked by Grimes and broke it up out of bounds. Now, this is out of bounds off Grimes. Yeah, that's the correct call. It's out of bounds off the fingertips of Grimes. Beg my pardon, they've reversed it. So they have reversed it. So the referees reversed the call, and they say that Jaylen Brown poked it out from behind from Grimes. So Philly has possession, and Embiid, a jumper, 15-footer around the rim and out. Tatum controls the defensive rebound. Jason Tatum already with 4 rebounds tonight. Tatum buries the trifecta from the top of the key. There you go, Jason Tatum money. And the Celtics finally on the board as they drill their first 3-point shot of the night. Maxey at the wing, floats it on top into the hands to Embiid, off to George, turns the corner, off the curl, jumper, 15-footer, George, off the back rim, no good, tipped around, offensive rebound, controlled by Grimes, the pass, inside the key, broken up by Vucevic, Celtics, up the floor, White, tips it off to Pritchard, past the defense, who scores, up and it off the backboard. 1-point lead for Boston. Defense transitioning right into offense. Philly's going to try it again. Embiid backs his way to the low block. Joel Embiid dump off underneath. And Oubre shuts the door with a 2-hand slam. Celtics brought the double. They forgot the backdoor cutter, though, with Kelly Oubre Jr. And Philadelphia has a 1-point lead. Timeout by Joe Mazzulla. 15-14 with 4 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Close game tonight. What a start. Ooh, I'm going to get this back on this slide, actually. Yeah, my CPU is crazy going up. Yeah, I might have a fan issue coming up. The timeout slide. So I use different plugins and slides. And what I've been noticing is when I go into that timeout slide, it completely messes my stream up. I'm actually just gonna, I'm gonna X out the box score. I'll just let you guys know the box score throughout the course of the game. So I'll have this main slide up throughout the course of the game tonight. Yeah, so the issue with my computer is that the fan keeps on rattling. And I've noticed that it happens when it's the CPU fan. I've noticed it happens when I put in the timeout slide. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified for future live streams on the channel. So this is what we got right now for top scores. Jason Tatum, he's got 5. Jaylen Brown with 3. 2 each by Hauser, Queta, and Pritchard off the bench. And then the Philadelphia led by Embiid. He's got 5. Maxey has 5. Yeah, there should be a mercy rule when the score's up that much. 83-36. That is the score at halftime between the Knicks and the Hawks. Holy moly. Jeez, that's insane. Hey, thanks for the update, Jay Ramirez. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I can hear it rattling just a tad in the background, but it's not buzzing yet. Oh, it's gonna start. Yeah. Yeah, it's trying to start. I'm probably gonna shut it down at the end of the first quarter if it buzzes, and then get it back up and running in the second quarter if it does that. Hopefully. So yeah. Yeah, there's been an issue the last couple streams or so with my fan. Right now we're on the timeout. We got 4 minutes left to go before halftime. Yeah, so if you guys hear a buzzing sound, it's my fan when my laptop's been having an issue. It happened in the last stream too. I went to Best Buy and Staples today, and I'm basically on the verge of getting a laptop like within the next couple days for like a new one. We get back to action. Tatum with possession. Tatum dribbles up inside the key. Tatum at the mid-block. Got stripped. Ball went backwards. Stole away. Maxey up the floor off the steal. 2-on-1. Grimes scores the layup. 17-14. 3-point lead right now for Philadelphia. Celtics will try it again off the turnover. Vucevic on the court. He's alongside Pritchard, Hauser, Tatum. And one in the corner with Jordan Walsh. First time on the floor. Walsh dribbles up low block. Back out to the perimeter. Bounce pass into the hands to Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard, 5 at a timer. Pritchard dribbles up. Spin cycle inside the key. Pritchard, turnaround jumper. Mid-range. Got the bounce. It is good for 2 by Pritchard. 1-point game right now. Yeah, Mr. Top's been doing pretty well, Jimmy. Maxey on the floor alongside George, Embiid, Grimes, and Oubre. Top of the key with Embiid. Handoff. Maxey fires a 3. Buries the 3. It's a 4-point advantage for Philly. Tyrese Maxey up to 8 points tonight for the Sixers. Celtics with possession. Peyton Pritchard. Bounce pass into the hands of Vucevic. Over to Pritchard once again. Pritchard bursts the speed. Attacks the cup. Had a strip stole away. And that's one that he usually doesn't make for many mistakes there. That he had that ball tipped away inside the key and stolen. 2.5 left to go in the opening quarter. Back in his way. Joel Embiid inside. A kick out. Quarter 3. Oubre skipped around the rim and out. Tatum controls the defensive rebound. Jason Tatum big time in the boards tonight. That's his 5th rebounds. Top of the key at Tatum. Open 3. Money right down the chute. Buries it. 1-point game. 20-19. Jason Tatum looking good so far. 8 points for JT. Maxey down to 2 minutes left to go. Opening quarter. Thought about the step back. Gave it off to Embiid. Embiid jumper. Free throw circle. Skipped around the rim and out. Tatum controls the rebound. Celtics race up the floor. Hauser. Into the hands to Tatum. Tatum dribble drive inside the paint. Drew the shooting foul. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Tatum. The clock stops with 1:48. Yeah, no problem, Duffers. Really appreciate it, bud. Yeah, I'm going to go out this week and invest in a new laptop. The one that I'm actually using, this one, it's from 2019, so it's past due. So I got away with it streaming for 7 years. And the one I had before that, that was a 2015 one. That one still works. First free throw was missed by Tatum. At the end of this quarter, I'm going to shut down the stream for like a minute. So if you see a loading circle, that means that I've shut it down for a minute. I'm going to shut down the computer. It usually removes the fan. And then when I power on, it usually takes the fan away. And then it should be good for like the next couple hours. Yeah, I've noticed it happens on first startup. And then second startup, it goes away. Second free throw by Tatum. That is good. Able to rattle in. 20-20 right now. Yeah, it's a CPU fan issue. I've tried dusting it out a couple of times. Runner, off the back rim, no good. Missed by Maxey. Rebound secured by Tatum. Celtics with possession. Jason Tatum, edge of the midcourt logo, takes on Maxey 1-on-1. Under 90 seconds left to go in the first. Tatum inside the key. Tatum, fall away. Tatum left it short. Batted around into the hands to Drummond for the defensive rebound. Grimes has it up the floor. Grimes attacks the paint. Missed the layup going back door. Hauser with a defensive board of the Celtics. Push it inside the front court. Jason Tatum. Spin cycle, gets past George off the dribble. Outside into the hands to Pritchard. Pulls up deep from the parking lot. Missed the three. Pinwheeled around. And a rebound gets secured by Grimes. Philly with possession. Final minute left to go in the first. Drummond has it at the top into the hands to Maxey. Tyrese Maxey drives on Keita inside the key. Excellent defense by Jordan Walsh. Pokes it away from behind. Collects the steal. Off to Hauser. Boomerang. Buries the three. Defense transitioning right into offense for the Celtics. 40 seconds left to go, opening quarter. Philly with possession. Top of the key, Maxey towards his right. Jumper, baseline, well off the mark. Rebound, Tatum. Jason Tatum now with 8 rebounds off the opening quarter. Celtics pass midcourt. 8-second differential, shot clock and game clock to close out at the ends of the opening quarter. Tatum. Edge of the midcourt logo. Tatum dribbles up on top. Up fake. Keita. Handoff. Tatum. 3. Tatum. Air ball. Out of bounds. Gonna go back to Philly. 12.1 seconds left to go. What's good? Wild on the street. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in from Brazil. At the end of this first quarter, I've got a towel over the fan, so that's helped it out a little bit. At the end of this first quarter, I'm gonna shut it down for like a minute or so to see if that helps it out. It usually does. Excellent defense, but the Celtics up the floor. Embiid picked it off at the buzzer, and we close out at the end of the opening quarter of action. 23-20 at the end of the first quarter as the Celtics lead through the end of one. All right, so you guys are going to see a loading circle on your screen. I'm going to shut it down for like a minute, and then that usually removes the fan. And this is a good time to do so because it's at the end of one. So I'm going to shut down my stream. If you guys see a loading circle, it's because I'm shutting it down. I'm going to put this on the break slide right now, and I'll be back in like a minute or two. Alright, so I get it back on there. Yeah, so it's fine now. Yeah, the issue is that my fan buzzes, and then once I shut it down, it goes away. So it's been an issue for like the last couple weeks that I've had to like restart before I stream usually, or so. So yeah, there's gonna be a new computer coming hopefully soon. I looked at a couple different computers today. Probably going to spend like well words up past $1,000 to do so. If anybody's interested in making a donation towards the channel, I pinned my PayPal and Venmo in the chat. It's at Behind the Arc, so that is in the chat for my PayPal and Venmo. But yeah, I'm going to be investing in a new laptop coming up this week, most likely, transferring everything over. As the Celtics lead by 5 at 25-20 starting off the second quarter of action. Runner inside of Key Edgecombe off the mark. He was fouled, and the clock will stop with 11:31. Considering going with HP, because that's what I usually go with for me. Yeah, this one I have, it's like well past due. It's a 2019, so it's an HP Pavilion. It's gone through me 7 years of streaming, which is good. I'm looking for something that's like very modern, like 2026, because things have changed throughout the years. Like, it's crazy with the whole like AI boom last couple of years. Everything has completely changed. First free throw, good, by Philly at the line by Edgecombe. Second shot by Edgecombe, that is right down the middle. In case you're just wondering, the Knicks are leading at the half over the Hawks, 83-36. Derek White on the floor alongside Brown, Pritchard, Garza, and Sharman. White bounce pass into the hands to Brown. Brown takes on Edgecombe 101. Brown taking on Edgecombe here. Edgecombe playing with 2 fouls. Jumper, 15-footer, skidded off the rim and out. Deflected out of bounds off of Garza. Got a dono here from Fromia. Thanks so much for the dono. Really appreciate it, brother. You're the legend on the channel. Let's get that dono hype from Fromia. The 150 legend in the stream, and Embiid going up, followed by Garza. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Joel Embiid. Yeah, that is crazy. That's a Power 5 versus mid-major in like the first week. That's a classic Houston Cougars score versus like a mid-major. Like Houston Cougars versus East Texas A&M or something like that. Two shots by Embiid at the free throw line. First shot, no good off the back rim. Got some missed free throws in this game. Celtics have not looked themselves at the free throw line. 2 for 5. Philly, it's the first miss in the night. They're 3 for 4. Celtics plus 5 in the glass, 16-11. Celtics with 5 turnovers, and Philadelphia with 3. Yeah, Celtics got to be better taking care of the basketball. It's kind of odd because they were the best team in fewest turnovers per game, but struggling in the series for some reason with turnovers. Second free throw is good. Be good if Peyton Pritchard can do what he does best, that is score buckets. Pritchard now on the floor. Sends it off to Garza on top. Luka Garza back into the hands to Pritchard. Outside Garza slides it off to Brown. Jaylen Brown hunting down matchups. Up fake. Takes the shot over Oubre due to contact in the foul. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Jaylen Brown. Yeah, Jaylen Brown's doing a little bit too much with just hunting down matchups for him. Just so reliant upon that right now. I know he's elite and everything, but you gotta use your teammates, get the open looks on the floor instead of taking tough shot after tough shot. First free throw, around the rim and out. Celtics with some major miscues at the free throw line tonight. Wow. Atlanta physically has quit. 93-36 New York. Second free throw by Jaylen Brown, and that is no good. Around the rim and out again. They go empty that trip at the free throw line, and the Celtics are 2 for 7 at the free throw line. Edwards missed the 3 off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Oubre struggles trying to keep the dribble alive, and he sent it out of bounds. Turnover by Philly. That's just a tough turnover right there by Kelly Oubre. Peyton Pritchard burst the speed, kick out corner into the hands to Sharman, and Sharman had his back foot out of bounds. Missed free throws and now turnovers. Celtics not really hungry right now. A lot of mistakes that they usually aren't making. This is a bad time to be making these types of mistakes. VJ Edgecombe Dribbles up to the elbow. Outside finds Embiid. Pops up on a three. Bullseye as he drills it. 1 point lead for Philadelphia. Pepe, thanks for joining back in from the Philippines. Jaylen Brown at the top. Dribbles up, takes on Oubre. Gets past him. Right to the cup. Scores the left-hand layup. 27-26. 1 point lead for the Celtics. Podunk, thanks for joining in with a dono. Appreciate it, bud. Let's get that dono hype out in the chat here for Podunk. You the legend, brother. VJ Edgecombe at the low block into the hands to Embiid. A 15-footer off the back rim, no good. Shireman controls the defensive rebound. Celtics with possession. Derek White still has yet to score tonight. 0 for 2 from the floor. Into the hands to Brown. Jaylen Brown backs his way on Edwards. Kick out, wing, a three. Pritchard off the mark. A rebound secured by Edwards. That was a pretty good look right there by Peyton Pritchard. Just couldn't hit it. What was that defense? As VJ Edgecombe slices right past Brown and Garza with her back turned to the basketball. And Edgecombe tears down the Rushak with authority. 1 point lead for Philly. That was horrific defense for the Celtics. In transition D, Garza up fake. On top into the hands to Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard towards his left off the dribble. Surges the rim. Pritchard looking for the goaltend. Couldn't get it. It was blocked cleanly, according to the officials, off the glass by Oubre. Wow, that one's worth a look. That's worth a look. Peyton Pritchard, I think he's signaling Joe Mazzulla to challenge it right now. Previous possession before that was horrific defensively with VJ Edgecombe taking it right past Brown and Garza. And the Celtics will not challenge. No, so Peyton Pritchard was signaling that he thought it was a goaltend, but Philadelphia gets the next inbound. So possession goes to Philly up by 1. VJ Edgecombe off the crossover, drives inside a key, blocked by Keita. Here goes the Celtics up the floor. Brown accelerates off the Euro step to the rim, scores up and off the backboard. 1 point lead for the Celtics. Their best game tonight has been when their defense has provided a stop and they have turned it up offensively. On the defensive stop, with the defense translating right into offense. Oubre takes on Brown at the wing. Kelly Oubre Jr. inside the key. A runner drills the two. Back and forth we go. As we approach the 8-minute mark left to go before halftime, Jaylen Brown hit the deck. He turned over the basketball. Bad possession by the Celtics. Quentin Grimes fires a three over Pritchard. In and out. Deflected up into the air. Brown secures the defensive rebound. Who wants it more? That's going to be the question tonight. Right now, the Celtics in the dogfight. Timeout by Joe Mazzulla. Down by 1 for Boston. Defensive battle 30-29 with under 8 minutes left to go before halftime. All right, we're going to keep it here. The timeout slide has been giving me issues with like CPU raises and crashes, so I'm just going to keep it here on the main slide throughout the course of the stream. But if you guys are new on the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. I want to see what points off fast break is tonight for the Celtics, because that's been the key tonight in this game. Yeah, Celtics lead points off fast break 10-7. That's when they played their best basketball. It's when they've been spacing and pacing the floor, and they've been able to come up with like a big block, a big steal, a long rebound, and then take it in transition and push the pace. Like, no more slowing down the basketball for the slowest paced offense in the league. They got to push it on this Philadelphia team, and that's where they're going to find the open gaps of the defense tonight. Both teams even, points in the paint, 14-14. Celtics struggling, both from 3 and at the free throw line. 3 for 8 from 3. And then, that's actually not bad, 38% from 3. Not terrible. Philly's actually worse, 4 for 12 at 33%. Right now, Celtics plus 4 in the glass, 19-15. But at the free throw line, it's been horrific. 2 for 7 tonight on free throws for Boston. I mean, that cannot happen. Like, you're going to make your free throws. Jaylen Brown is 1 for 4 tonight at the line. Jason Tatum's 1 for 3. Tatum with 9. Tatum's got 9 rebounds so far. Jaylen Brown with 9. Jaylen Brown's just hunting down matchups. Like, nothing's open that he's attempting. He's just going one-on-one. And he's making it just so tough. Hauser with 5, Pritchard with 4, Kata's got 2. Nobody else has scored. White 0, Vucevic, Garza, Shireman, Walsh all scoreless. Yeah, I talked about it in the last game, and Celtics got to get their depth back with guys dropping down 10-plus points, and they just haven't been able to have that. Like, this series has been heavily reliant upon the Jays, and also Pritchard has come alive, and he was an X factor in the victories in games 3 and 4. Like, they can't be reliant upon 3 guys to win them the game. Everybody's got to step up. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. Tatum and Brown combining for 18 tonight, rest of the team with 11. So exactly what I said about they got to get more balance. And they've struggled to do that so far tonight. Brown finally finds an open player. Kata, runner, left it off the glass too long though. Had the right idea. Kata was wide open for the runner, just couldn't convert on it. Maxey inside the key off the tier. Drop, bounces in. It's a 3-point lead for Philly. Celtics will try it again. Brown, bounce pass off to White. Rise and fire on a 3. A bullseye. He's got it. Bang, bang. Derek White buries a 3. That is huge. Absolutely a big-time confidence booster for D. White. 32-32, down to 7 minutes left to play before halftime. George out to the corner. Oubre, corner 3, a splash. Both teams start to make their shots now. Celtics down by 3. Derek White trying to get going in this matchup. Into the hands to Kata. Top of the key for Kata. Derek White hasn't scored 20-plus points since mid-March against Phoenix. Jaylen Brown takes on Maxey. Spin cycle. Dribbles up inside the key. JB hunting down a 1-on-1 matchup. And he draws the shooting foul. 2 shots covered up at the free throw line by Jaylen Brown as Tyrese Maxey goes right over to the official to talk about the call. Tyrese Maxey cannot believe that he got called in the foul there. And that looks like some pretty clean defense. That was tough defense by Maxey. First free throw. And Jaylen Brown. Yikes. Tonight at the free throw line. Yeah, I'll just say that. Just describe it as yikes, because that is what it's been tonight at the free throw line between the Jays. More so Brown. Second free throw. That is good. Jaylen Brown now 2 for 6 at the free throw line. Tatum is 1 for 3 at the free throw line. Jaylen Brown double figures now with 10. Jumper. George. 3. Buries it. That's back-to-back triples made by Philly. 6:20 left to go before half. Derek White at the wing of the perimeter. Towards his right off the dribble. Bobbled it, got it back. White. Bounce pass outside into the hands to Brown. Jaylen Brown guarded by Oubre. 1-on-1. Fires the 3 over Maxey. Late in the closeout. And Jaylen Brown delivers. Major 3 right there. Able to rip it down for JB. Midway through the second quarter. Edgecombe towards his right. Jumper mid-range. Swoosh. Everybody start to drill it right now. In this game going back and forth, back and forth. Celtics down by 4. Tatum. At the edge of the midcourt logo. Bounce pass into the hands to Brown. Brown accelerates inside the key. A reach-in foul. Charge to Oubre will stop the clock with 5:45. Yup, yikes says it all. How about yikes to the Knicks versus Hawks score? 103-52. Knicks lead the Hawks. That game is past the midway point in the third. Jaylen Brown sends it off to Keita off the roll down. Keita, what are you doing, man? Big ew by Keita, backpedaling with his eyes backwards to the rim as he blew the slam dunk attempt. Tyrese Maxey glides right past Keita, missed the layup. Fouled by Keita, though. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line by Maxey. Man, Nemi. Come on, Nemi. Got to be some better basketball on a Nemi than that. Misses what should have been an open dunk for him as he went backwards in his final step at the couple steps to the rim. Instead of going straight to the rim, he kind of like stumbled, lost his footing and backpedals and completely blew it. And then he fouls Maxey in the layup. First free throw good by Maxey. Celtics right now playing with their food. They don't want this game to go into a Saturday game, into a Game 7. Second free throw is good. 42-36, Philadelphia 6-point lead. Peyton Pritchard back on the floor. Pritchard, Tatum, Keita, White, and Brown. The 5 of the court right now for the Celtics. Pritchard sends it off to Brown in the corner. Jaylen Brown off the jab step. Takes on Oubre. 8 on the timer. Brown. Offensive foul. Pushed off on Oubre. Turnover by Jaylen Brown. Yeah, that's clearly offensive. Shoving with the offhands on Kelly Oubre Jr. Jaylen Brown's trying to get away with that a lot in this series. Man, he is just hunting down matchups and making it just so tough for himself. That's now 3 fouls charged at Jaylen Brown. That's his third. And Jaylen Brown's now on the bench. Jaylen Brown, MVP of the season, a -10 right now in the court. George, open 3 off the mark, rebound Keita. Celtics with possession. Sam Hauser on the court to replace Brown. Tatum trying to do it himself. Tatum on the 3, it won't count. It's an offensive foul. An illegal screen set by Keita. Keita now with his third personal. Man, this is bad. Keita and Brown both with 3 personal fouls. Keita just completely annihilates Oubre off the screen. Man, the Celtics are just playing with their food right now, making this much more difficult than it should be. Celtics in trouble, down by 6. Philly with possession. Paul George. Hand off to Maxey. Maxey, edge of the midcourt logo, takes on Derek White. Gets past him off the dribble. Maxey inside the key. Up fake. Maxey double clutch. No good off the back rim. Offensive rebound control by Maxey. Fall away. Off the mark. Offensive rebound control by Drummond. Vucevic can't play defense. Drummond scores the putback. Terrible, terrible, terrible. 2 offensive rebounds and a putback by Philadelphia. They get their biggest lead of the night. Tatum drives inside the key. Tatum to the cup. Gets fouled. And 2 shots coming up in the free throw line for Jason Tatum. He got away with one right there. He pushed off on Paul George. That should have been an offensive foul. Now, what is going on tonight, Boston? Goodness gracious. Sheesh. Jason Tatum lucky that he's at the free throw line right now. That could have been called the other way. 2 shots by Tatum, who's just 1 for 3 tonight at the free throw line. First one's good. Gonna have to be a lot of Jason Tatum to win this game tonight for the Celtics. Double-double already by Tatum with 10 and 10 for points and rebounds. Second free throw. Right down the middle. 44-38. As we're down to 4 minutes left to go before halftime. Philadelphia 6-point advantage. Drummond, handoff Maxey. Maxey, crossover, dribbles up inside the key. Outside finds George. And George off the Euro step. Floats up a wild shot. Left it short. And Paul George going in on the runner was fouled by Derek White. So this is going to send free throws to the line by Paul George. Yeah, I can't believe what I'm seeing Like, I've streamed so many Celtics games this year, and this is terrible. This is like the worst basketball that I've ever seen Boston play throughout this entire season. Like, this is bad. Like, this is right there with the losses back it up, like, in the first half of the year to, like, Utah and Milwaukee. Like, this is a bad display of basketball. They better get their heads back into the game, or this could be going to a Game 7. This is not looking good for them right now. They're still playing with their food. Second free throw by Paul George, that is good. Like, this is not good because Game 7 is going to be Joel Embiid's third game. Like, anything is going to be possible in that Game 7 to happen. Embiid tried to gamble and collect a steal. Tatum with possession. Tatum takes on George. One-on-one. Crossover. Drives inside the key. Tatum puts it up over George. And he scores. Up and off the backboard. 6-point game right now. It's going to be a lot of Jason Tatum tonight, folks. 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists tonight for Tatum. Paul George at the wing. Corner three over. Tatum buries it. Completely faked out Jason Tatum and rise and fired and drilled a corner triple. Hauser not even close in the three as he goes right back over to Oubre for the defensive rebound. Derek White collects the steal now. White up the floor in the front court. Gonna slow it down, wait for his teammates. White sends it back outside to the top. Hauser entry pass, lob down low. Tatum scores the layup. Oh man, a huge possession right there for the two by Boston. Maxey attacking downhill, scores the two. And Joel Embiid foul after the back end of the play. The Celtics going to have it 51-42. Celtics are reverting back to their old habits. Like, they're just hunting down matchups instead of having faith in their teammates and spreading out the basketball and moving it around. There's no ball movement tonight. They're just hunting down one-on-one matchups. I'm going to actually keep it on the main slide. That's right. Yeah, they're just hunting down one-on-one matchups and making it so difficult for themselves tonight. Their percentage isn't even that bad. They're shooting 16 for 32, 50% from the floor. 5 for 11 from 3 at 45%, but they're hunting down matchups. They're trying to just go after guys and push off to create space, and they've got called a couple times on that for offensive fouls, and then they cannot hit free throws. So when they've gone to the free throw line tonight to earn those points, they cannot hit free throws. Just, it's mind-boggling. A team that's been so good this season at the free throw line, just stone cold. It cannot make those freebies. And Philadelphia mixing and matching. 7 for 16, 44% from the perimeter. They're 44% from the floor. Yeah, Nikola Vucevic, oh man, it's difficult seeing him play defense. It's tough to watch. He's got nothing tonight too. Like, he needs to have something. This guy was a 17 points per game starter, former All-Star for Chicago. He's got nothing right now for Vooch. Celtics were just 4 points off the bench. Like, this has turned into like no balance and heavy usage out of Tatum and Brown. Which, I mean, that's too much to expect for your best player on the floor right now, coming from a guy that's in his, like, 20th plus game back after an Achilles injury for 300 days. That's so much to ask for. Something that you never want to ask for is an injury. So hope Embiid gets hurt. That's terrible in the comments. That's not good right there. Yeah, never wish upon an injury. I want to see the best out of teams. Like, not guys getting hurt. Like, people were talking about the Celtics championship from 2 years ago, some of the people on social media brought up and put out a question: was this the easiest finals run ever? Because they went through teams that had injuries. Cleveland in that second round matchup from 2 years ago had some key players injured. And then Halliburton was injured late in that series in the conference finals from 24. .249 left to go before halftime. Celtics gonna move the ball better. Right now, 9 assists and 9 turnovers in the first half. I talked about it earlier. They need to have their defense transition into offense. I felt like their best offense tonight has been when they've created stops on the defensive side of the floor, like blocks, steals, long rebounds, and then they raced up the floor. They pushed the tempo, and they have numbers on those breaks, and they're able to score. The Celtics, most of the time, is just walking it up off the court and letting the defense get set. That's where it starts offensively today. They're going to be much more aggressive in the second half in terms of pushing the pace and not allowing Philly to get back and set defensively. Derek White's at the free throw line. So when we left off, it was Joel Embiid, personal foul after the Maxey layup, and Derek White buried the first free throw. Second free throw is good. Great sign to see. That's a confidence booster for Derek White. Derek White 1 for 3 tonight. Perfect 1 for 1 from 3. He could be a difference maker tonight, possibly, for Derek White. He's got 5 points. If he keeps on growing tonight in this game, which he's had a tough time, all it takes is just one. All it takes is just one, and if he's making shot, after he makes that first one, he's already made a 3. Missed 3, left short by Edgecombe. A rebound secured by Pritchard. Celtics with the ball. Under 2.5 left to go before halftime. Tatum backs his way into Edgecombe at the mid-block. Tatum off the pivot. Tatum puts up the shot high off the glass. Missed off the mark. Batted around. And Paul George controls the defensive rebound. 7-point lead for Philly. George on the floor alongside Embiid, Maxey, Oubre, and Edgecombe. Jumper, George in and out. Rebound, Vucevic. Tatum, Pritchard, Vucevic, Walsh, and White, the 5 in the court. That's a pretty good defensive combo out on the floor together between Walsh and White. Vucevic, not so much. Tatum steps into a 3 straight away off the mark. No good. A rebound secured by George. Another tough shot, just trying to do it himself right there with not much ball movement by Boston. Maxey, back to the corner, into the hands to Embiid. Embiid, bounce past Maxey, fall away, low block, rattled in, got the 2. You saw that one coming right from before it happens. The backdoor cutter by Maxey popping up for the 2 at the low block. He's got 16. Pritchard towards his left at the elbow. Inside to the top of the key. Vucevic pops up on the 3. Rattled out. Rebound secured by Maxey. That one he usually has. Unable to connect on it, though. Celtics 7 for 16 this quarter, shooting the ball. Maxey pulls the trigger and drills it from the perimeter. 12-point lead now for Philly. The Celtics are in deep, deep trouble. On the verge of going into a Game 7 if they keep on playing with their food tonight. Derek White at the top. Lines up a 3 and buries the 3. Oh, yeah, baby. Derek White. Good version out of him tonight. Perfect 2 for 2 from the perimeter. 45 seconds left to go before halftime. Maxey at the wing. Maxey takes on White. Bounce pass at the wing. Vucevic, you got to close out play defense. Vucevic forces a miss, luckily by Embiid. Tatum out of the pack, had it stripped, going up the floor out of bounds off of Philly. 9-point game. 32.6 left to go before half. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified for future live streams on the channel. What a game tonight. Jason Tatum. Inbound. Oh, he had White wide open, cutting backdoor to the hoop. Didn't see him, though. Pritchard at the right wing. Thought about the step back, made the extra pass to Tatum. Tatum up fake in the corner, gotta get it away. Tatum, 10 in the timer. Tatum at the mid block. Tatum up fake. Tatum outside. Pritchard for the timer, weaving his way. Gonna be a tough shot. Pritchard double clutch, got the bucket. How'd he do that? Holy smokes, Peyton Pritchard with a shot clock turned off with a very difficult make. Final seconds left to go in the quarter. Maxey off the teardrop, a gutter to go. 3.5 remaining, inbound, Vucevic past midcourt, extra pass, White at the buzzer, too long off the glass. And we close out, go at a halftime, and the Celtics are trailing at the half by 9. 58-49 going into half tonight. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. The Celtics team, man, the defense just not good enough so far in the first half, and the offense stuck at times. The ball movement has not looked itself. The Celtics version today is looking like the 2021 Celtics. Like they're going back to their old habits and playing iso ball and taking on one-on-one matchups, thinking that they can outshoot their defender. And it's been a major issue tonight. And also the paint defense has been horrific. Paint defense has really struggled recently. Philadelphia 24-20 going into halftime, points in the paint. Nikola Vucevic, it seems like he should be much more than a -1 because he is struggling to defend down low. Kata's got 3 fouls. Jaylen Brown 3 fouls. Jaylen Brown a -10 on the floor. Terrible first half for Jaylen Brown, hunting down matchups a lot for him and struggled at the free throw line. He does have 13 points, but I mean, he's been just trying to work on matchups, and he got called a couple of times in offensive fouls pushing off, so that's why he's in deep foul trouble. Kata been in deep foul trouble this entire series. 3 fouls going into half. Yeah, good sign to see Derek White able to bury 2 threes tonight. That's a great sign. Pritchard 6 off the bench. Celtics got to get guys off the bench going. Vucevic nothing. Garza nothing. Charman nothing. Jordan Walsh 0. Jordan Walsh +2 on the floor in 7 minutes. I think if you're Joe Mazzulla, I know his offense isn't there, but he certainly has made the case for more minutes for Jordan Walsh because he's been locked down defense for him. And he's the best player in the box +- for the Celtics, +2 going into halftime. 21 by Tyrese Maxey, scoring a point a minute, entering half for Philly. 11 by Paul George, Joel Embiid with 9, Kelly Oubre 7, VJ Edgecombe 6, just 2 points each off the bench between Andre Drummond and Quentin Grimes. Yeah, luckily the score's not worse. Celtics lucky that they're down by single digits. Yeah, Celtics are just hunting down matchups and struggling with the turnovers too. Boston with 9 turnovers, Philly with 5. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Still, there's a second half. So, second half needs to be played out, but if you're the Celtics, ball movement needs to be much better. Interior defense, that's going to be tightened up. Really got to key in on Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey has looked like by far he's the best player on the floor, trying to force a Game 7. And, yeah, Celtics playing with a lot of pressure right now for them. They were up 3-1, and you don't want a Game 7. Celtics perfect 3-1 all-time at 28-0 when leading a 3-1 series. All right, going to get Mr. Tops here. We're going to get the stream back up in just a couple minutes here. I'm going to go get Mr. Tops. I'm going to take a brief break, and then we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, Mr. Tops. Hopefully a better second half for the Celtics, I know. Mr. Tops is angry right now. Oh, yeah, he's moving all around. He needs the Celtics to play faster. Faster, faster, please. He is angry. He is upset with the Celtics. Yep, Celtics are down. What do you think about the Celtics? Give your biggest hiss into the microphone. Do your biggest hiss, buddy. Yep, he doesn't want. There you go. Yep. Mr. Tops was not happy with the Celtics' performance in the first half. Yep, he needs them to be getting stops. Yep, you want deflections, don't you? You're getting your claws out. You need them to steal the ball more. Good job. You need them to play faster. You need them to work together as a team. There's no I in team. Right, big boy? Yep, good job. Yep, Mr. Tops is mad. He's got his mouth open, so that means he's mad. Buddy. Well, hopefully the second half will be better. Hopefully I can report to your office in the second half and tell you the Celtics came back. See, he listens. Yep, Mr. Tops listens. Yep, he just gave the Celtics his advice, so he just hissed. And that's the code to tell Joe Mazzulla in the locker room to get these guys going. Yep, Mr. Tops so disgusted tonight. All right, say bye-bye to the camera. There you go, big boy. Nice. All right, I'm going to put Mr. Tops back. I'll see Mr. Tops disgusted about the first half, and then we'll be back in a couple minutes. Hell yeah, Mr. Tops. Hopefully Mr. Tops the lucky charm tonight for the Celtics, so we're not watching the game on Saturday. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well, as right now we're at halftime. Philadelphia up by 9, 58-49. I have no clue what time the game would be on Saturday. I got a softball doubleheader that I'm covering for college softball for a broadcast at 12 and 2, so if it's during the afternoon, I unfortunately would not be able to cover that Game 7 because I got a doubleheader that day, so I'm hoping it's not in the afternoon. Usually those games typically tend to be at night on Game 7s, so we'll see what happens, but if it's a Saturday Game 7. Usually the Sunday Game 7s are at like the mid-afternoon. Yeah, I have never been a fan of the Saturday playoffs and the Sunday playoffs in May, like mid-afternoon, like 3:30 start times for games. It's like a complete wreck to the day. So it's like right in the middle of the day, and by the time we get to like mid to late May, like the second round of the playoffs, when they have the games in like the middle of the day in mid-May, it's so nice outside on the weekend that it just takes away from the day. You can't really do much. Like, you can only plan for like a couple hours in the day, but if you wanted to go like someplace and like spend like 5 hours someplace, and like go someplace like with like a bunch of tourist attractions in an area, you can't do that or so, because it's like right in the middle of the day. Yeah, everything's all one-on-one for Boston. They gotta have faith in their teammates. It's all I right now with the Celtics team, and it needs to become we for Boston. Boston needs to play with we in this second half, and if they play together, cohesive as a unit, and with a we instead of I, all for themselves, then they have a good chance to come on back, win this game, spread the ball around, move the ball, hit the open shooter, knock down shots. We haven't seen that. What we saw in the 32-point victories for them was just wide open shooters nailing shots. And Philadelphia, credit to them, they've been able to play much better defensively for them. Philadelphia struggled. They're still struggling with transition defense. What I've seen the best version of the Celtics itself tonight, that is from transition offense by Boston. They need to go out, play physical defense, lockdown defense, come up with blocks, come up with steals, long rebounds, go out, push the pace, score in transition. Because that's when they play their best tonight. 10-7 points off fast break in favor of the Celtics tonight. Yeah, Celtics definitely can win this game. They got to show it. Celtics should have already had this series done and over with. They were playing with their food, and now they need to break away and show Philadelphia why Philadelphia wanted Boston and regrets it. "15 points, 10 rebounds by Tatum. He leads the way at halftime. Jaylen Brown, 13. Deep foul trouble, though, with 3 personal fouls. 8 points by Derek White. Derek White, a really good version out of himself tonight. If Derek White's not hitting his threes, looking like his former self in the series, then the Celtics are getting smashed at halftime. Celtics are losing right now 58-41 at halftime if it wasn't for Derek White tonight. They got a good version out of Derek White, and I think this is going to be a good opportunity for Derek White to become his former self and become clutch Derek White in the second half. Yeah, the Celtics media, they were sharing out video clips of today's on-court shoot-around of Derek White. He changed up his shooting stroke before today's game, and that certainly has benefited because he is right now 2 for 3 from the perimeter to start things off. So those are a huge 8 points that he has. Peyton Pritchard just 6 points at the half. Nobody else able to score off the bench. Nikola Vucevic is looking like he's unplayable right now. No defense, no points. This guy was an NBA All-Star when he played for Orlando. Before he played for Chicago. He averaged like 18 points per game at Chicago. He was averaging over 20 at Orlando when he was an All-Star. Like, he's got to show something right now for Vooch. 9 minutes, got nothing. No points, and then a bunch of baskets that he's allowed. Here we go, second half about to begin. If you're new to the stream, keep on smashing the thumbs up tonight. Here we go. Celtics, Philly, Boston needing a much better second half to close out the series in 6. Celtics will go left to right on the floor. Green jerseys Celtics will go right to left on the floor. Green jerseys for the Celtics. White numbers, white letters as they have the opening possession. Philadelphia, white jerseys, blue numbers, blue letters, red outline. Hauser lobs it off to Keita. Keita drives inside, works in Embiid. Bounce pass underneath Tatum. Bounce pass missed the mark to Keita. Results in a turnover. 2-on-2 up the floor. Oubre bobbled it. Still kept it alive off the dribble. George launches the three. Buries the triple. 12-point lead for Philly. Celtics, a turnover leading to 3 points in transition by Philly. Hauser off the back rim, missed the three. Offensive foul charge to Boston. Jaylen Brown, an illegal screen of 4 personal fouls. Man, for the MVP of the regular season for your team to show up with an egg in a critical Game 6, this is terrible for Jaylen Brown. Maxey comes off the screen, bounce pass into the hands to Embiid. Embiid jumper over Keita, connects on it. 14-point game. This is where you do not quit if you're the Celtics. Gonna show some adversity right here, right now. Down to 11 minutes left to go in the third. Terrible start for Boston. Jason Tatum, head full of steam, right to the rack, dunks it down with a two-handed flush. All right, there you go, JT, off the rack attack. Paul George, working on Hauser at the wing of the perimeter. Paul George, bounce pass into the hands of Embiid. Embiid backs his way off the double. Embiid inside the key over Keita. Missed off the mark. Offensive rebound. Embiid fouled. And if that's on Keita, that's going to be his 4th. That's on Tatum. That's on Tatum. That's Tatum's first personal. So first personal foul charge to Tatum tonight. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Rather than the Keita 4th foul, Tatum commits his first. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line by Keita, or by Embiid. So it was Tatum who picked up the personal foul. He was right next to Keita. 2 shots here by Embiid at the line. First free throw is good. Philly tonight, 46% from the floor, 45% from 3 at 9 for 20 from the perimeter. Celtics, 49% from the floor, 40% from 3. Issue for Boston, they've attempted 10 fewer shots than Philly. Celtics with 11 turnovers, Philly with 5. Points off turnovers, 15-8 in favor of the Sixers. Sixers got a 14-point lead. This is not looking good for the Celtics. Jason Tatum, past the midcourt logo. Gets past the Keita screen, dribbles up now at the free throw circle. Tatum goes up, got it stripped, tipped around, turns it over. And Paul George keeps the dribble alive up the court. Paul George slows it down at the Xfinity Mobile Arena logo. Towards his left, top of the key. Bounce pass missed the mark wide into the hands to Edgecombe. Right place, right time. Dump off. Downhill. Keita with a big stuff denying Oubre. Oubre left it short off the rim. A rebound goes to White. Big stop in that possession for the Celtics. Needing points now. Jaylen Brown accelerates low block. Moved it out to Keita. Hand off White outside to the wing. Brown up fake. Working on Edgecombe, 1-on-1 at the low block. Jaylen Brown, lob inside Keita. Keita circles around the paint. Keita takes an Embiid off the pivot, puts up the shot, missed it short. Rebound secure by Keita. Celtics having a terrible series all of a sudden off the front court spots. Deep range 3, George around the rim and out to rebound secure by Keita. Celtics with possession, down by 14, needing to get something right here, right now. Tatum at the top of the key. Rhythm a 3, air ball, out of bounds. That is not what you want to do. An air ball 3 by Jason Tatum. My goodness. This is not looking good for Boston. They got to bring much more physicality than they're showing right now. They're just not hungry. Embiid backs his way, bouncing bodies off Keita. Dish outside to the wing. Oubre on the 3 off the back rim, no good. Keita rips away the defensive rebound. Celtics gonna walk it up the floor with Jaylen Brown. You're gonna push that basketball. Brown, step back 3 in the air. Money! Jaylen Brown buries the 3. 11-point game. 16 now for Jaylen Brown. Paul George lobs it off to Embiid. Embiid at the elbow. Backs his way in Keita at the low block. Bounce pass behind his back. There was a sweet no-look pass by Embiid. Off to the dunk by Oubre with a finish. 13-point lead for Philly. Brown attacks, blocked from behind by Oubre. Up the floor, George has it, attacks the paint, bounce past the trailer. VJ Edgecombe soars up with a rack attack off the no-look assist by Paul George. Timeout on the floor taken by the Celtics. 69-54. Philadelphia balling out right now, looking to force a Game 7. Celtics completely lifeless. Jaylen Brown just straight up iso ball with no plan B in this game. No plan B. The trio playing well for Philly. Maxey 21, George 14, Embiid 13, Oubre got 9, Edgecombe with 8. Everybody playing well for Philly for the starters. Celtics heavily relied upon tonight for high usage. 17 by Tatum, 10 rebounds. Shooting 6 for 13. 16 by Brown. He's 6 for 11, playing with 4 personal fouls. 8 by Derek White. Pritchard off the bench with 6. 5 by Hauser. Keita with 2. And all of a sudden, this Celtics team, this is not good. It's looking like they're playing like they were in October. Not the time to go cold. Man, just terrible. Celtics got to overcome adversity tonight. Yup, absolutely ridiculous. Celtics playing with their food. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Just a complete no-show today in a series that should have been over already. That this team is not showing up. Just reverting back to terrible habits that they had 5 years ago. They're playing like the 7 seed in 2021 that lost in 5 to Brooklyn. Like, they played together throughout the course of the season. Tatum came back. Tatum has now played 20-plus games. And all of a sudden, these guys are reverting back to old habits. Yes, they can come back, but it requires physicality, defense, having faith in your teammates to move the ball to, taking care of the basketball. That would be nice. Making free throws. There's been a lot of things that the Celtics have had struggles with tonight, and interior defense has not been good. 15 to 8 points off turnovers in favor of Philadelphia. Celtics have 12 turnovers tonight. Philly with just 5. We get back to action. Derek White on the floor alongside Tatum, Brown, Keita, and Hauser. White sends it on top to Tatum. Tatum at the wing. Finds White at the top. White takes the 3. Makes the 3 from downtown. That's now the third made triple tonight for Derek White. Playing with their food basically like the same thing as like screwing around. So like, they're capable of much more than what they're doing tonight and also in the previous game. Like, what's expected from them hasn't happened, unfortunately. Based on that, they beat Philly twice by 32 points each time. Runner is good at the low block for Philly. 14-point lead for the Sixers. Celtics cannot come up with consecutive stops for them. Yeah, gonna need 3 consecutive stops. That can definitely change some things right now, but Celtics misfire on a 3 by White. George up the floor. George buries the triple. It's a 17-point game. It's kind of getting difficult right now for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown at the wing of the perimeter. Taking on Oubre one-on-one at the top of the key. Brown accelerates inside the key. Brown off the double team. Gets to the way, finds White. Derek White bounce pass into the hands to Brown. Jaylen Brown at the corner. Lost the handle. Got it back. Takes on Embiid one-on-one playing iso ball. Jaylen Brown bricked the 3 playing iso ball. Deflected out of bounds off Philly. Jaylen Brown's got no confidence tonight in his teammates. Like, he thinks that he could be the man taking himself, and he started to shoot the ball poorly. Yeah, Derek White definitely do. Derek White having a good game tonight shooting. 11 points, 3 made threes. So he hasn't been an issue. He shot the Celtics out of games twice in this series, but tonight, no issue on the offensive side of the floor. I'll take that as he's got 11. Pritchard only 6 for him, but Jaylen Brown, like, he's got 16, but still, the decisions that he's made with some tough shots. Pritchard needing more. Pritchard, no good. Halfway down, around the rim and outs. Goes back to Philly by 17. Maxey lobs it off to George at the elbow. Celtics need to get on a run. It's going to be getting very close to over in this game, forcing a Game 7. White bats it, intercepted as Pritchard collects the steal. Celtics need to string together buckets in a row. Pritchard at the wing of the perimeter. Into the hands to Tatum. Tatum steps into an open 3 off the mark. No good. A rebound secured by Edgecombe. Live by the 3, crumble by the 3 tonight. The Celtics are crumbling like the crumble cookie. 8 for 22 from the perimeter. Seems a lot less than that. Missed jumper by Maxey at the elbow. Rebound for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown up the floor. Hunting down a mismatch once again. Take it on Oubre one-on-one. Jaylen gonna do it himself. Runner off the back rim, no good. Shoved in by Cato with a putback jam. 15-point game. Cato bringing energy. Philly slows it down. Maxey, hand off to George. 5.5 remaining in the third. George, cross court, connects with Maxey. On top, Embiid tees up the 3. Embiid bricked off the back rim. A rebound goes to Tatum. Jason Tatum, a plethora. A rebound's nice. Skip pass, corner, White, up fake, White. Bumped into and fouled. It's on George, who picks up the reach-in. Jason Tatum, 11 rebounds tonight with 17 points. Kata's also got 11 rebounds. Andre Drummond, Quentin Grimes, both check in now for Philly. Yeah, this is the opportunity for the Celtics to go out and make a monstrous run. So Grimes and Drummond check in, and now is the time for Boston. Tatum, Vucevic, Pritchard, Brown, and White. The 5 in the court. Going up against Maxey, Oubre, Grimes, Drummond, and Edgecombe. Ball goes into the hands to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown swings it on top. Vucevic pops up for a 3. That's well off the mark. Derek White bumped into and out of bounds with a basketball. Wow. Yeah, referees let that go. Derek White wanted a foul. There was a lot of contact there off the loose ball at the baseline, but clearly out of bounds off Derek White, but no call by the officials. Maxey, 18-footer off the mark, battle for the rebound, and it's an over-the-back violation charged to Philly. Vucevic got knocked down. It's on Edgecombe, who picked up the personal. A 15-point game, 74-59. Embiid and George both on the bench. An opportunity to go on a run for the Celtics. Got to cut this to single digits. Got to cut this to single digits around 3 minutes if you're Boston. Around that 3-minute mark, you got to get this to single digits. Jason Tatum at the wing of the perimeter. Sends it off across to Brown. Brown takes on Oubre 101. Brown dribbles up to the elbow. Brown inside the key. A jumper deep 2. Connects on it. That is the Jaylen Brown we know about. Scoring on ISO for Jaylen. 13-point game. Philly with possession. Maxey slows down tempo. Maxey drives on Vucevic. Vucevic, an absolute traffic cone defensively as Maxey scores the 2. Man, Vuc's defense has been not good. Jaylen Brown, baseline dribble, bobbled, stripped, fouled. And the clock will stop with 4:03. It's on Oubre, who picks up the reach and foul. Yeah, Jaylen Brown got lucky there. That wasn't a clean steal. That's now the 3rd personal foul charged to Kelly Oubre. Jaylen Brown to inbound passer, near side front court. Sends it off to Vucevic. Vucevic away from the play. There's a foul again charged to Philly. And that's on Edgecombe away from the basketball. That's now 4 in this quarter as a team. Next one would put the Celtics in the bonus. Celtics with just 1 foul this quarter. And Edgecombe just picked up his 3rd. Inbound Vucevic out top into the hands to White. Finds Hauser. Hauser launches the 3, skipped around the rim and out. Rebound secured by Edgecombe. Sam Hauser had the best look of the game. Wide open 3. One that would have been money in the Game 4 victory. Tonight, just couldn't bury it. Maxey dribbles up. Stumbles off the dribble. Bumped into and fouled. Clock will stop with 3:39. By the way, Knicks beat the Hawks tonight 140-89. Wow. Damn, Jason Tatum. There was a camera on Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's heading to the locker room. Jason Tatum right now not on the floor. He is heading to the locker room. That is not good. That is not good. Philadelphia with a door wide open to win the series possibly. Jumper airballed in the 3, shot clock violation charged to Philly. Yeah, I see some pretty bad body language by the Celtics. Tatum, that camera shot with him heading to the locker room, he was not happy. Pritchard, outside, Vooch, handoff Pritchard. Gonna do what you do best for Pritchard, that is score buckets. Vooch pops up for a deep 2 off the back rim, offensive rebound controlled by Vooch. Spin cycle, Vooch down low, blew the layup. Nikola Vucevic. Nothing out of him tonight. Loose ball. Jaylen Brown tried to collect it, but Hauser picks up the foul. He crashed right into Edgecombe. I got to see what's up about Tatum. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. Yeah, not sure what it's about. Jason Tatum, there was a camera on him heading to the locker room. I mean, that's a huge loss. That's not good. If he can't come back, not good. And Tatum's been pretty good tonight. I mean, he's been great throughout the entire series for JT. 17 and 11 for Tatum. Rebounding without him takes a big dip. Yeah, that was a tough call that they called Hauser in the foul. Yeah, this is not looking good right now. I said 3 minutes left to play in the third. Celtics needed to cut this to 9 at least. Down by 15. Man, this is just not good. Yeah, this is rough to watch. Yeah, the Celtics have never lost ever in NBA playoff history after being up 3-1. Just so disappointing, man. Like, nobody's playing together tonight. Like, it looks like this team was assembled at the YMCA, and they're just chucking up shots, hunting down matchups, and not playing well as a team tonight. It's frustrating to watch. I've never seen them play this bad throughout the season. Like, these are bad habits that they had like 5 years ago, and they're going right back to them. They simply think that they can win the game hunting down mismatches and shooting over one defender. That's just not happening. And then they've had open looks. They just haven't been able to make those open looks. And with every single miss, the pressure just keeps on going up. Just so much pressure there right now for this team because they couldn't close it out. Looked like they were clearly going to have this series done in 5. And now it's looking like it's going to be a Game 7. Yes, another YouTuber actually did a breakdown of all the playoff series games, and this was back on like Monday, and he did every single one in detail besides 2. And then the ones that he did not detail out were the Thunder versus Suns, because he said that one was pretty much straightforward. And then the other one he said was the Celtics and the Sixers, because he said that one was pretty much straightforward, that the Celtics were going to win in 5. My oh my. Right now, Celtics bricking everything, opening up the door for Philly to take this series, and Philadelphia buries the jumper. Paul George knocks it down, 17-point lead for Philly. Jaylen Brown, mid-range, no good, not even close as they're still hunting down matchups. Peyton Pritchard lost control of the basketball. Philadelphia with numbers. Oubre missed the layup. Should have been a 19-point lead. Celtics get lucky. Sam Hauser, wide open 3 at the wing. Off the mark, no good. A rebound, Drummond. Nothing can connect. All of a sudden, everybody is gone cold for Boston. Pritchard on the floor alongside Vucevic, White, Hauser, and Brown. Tyrese Maxey at the top of the key, lobs it off to George. George, a jumper over Pritchard, around the rim and out to rebound secured by Hauser. Celtics with possession. They've been walking it up the floor all game long. Peyton Pritchard. Off the Vucevic screen. Dribbles up top of the key. Outside. Vucevic into the hands to Hauser. Hauser had the ball batted away and out of bounds. Last off of Philly. Nobody can step up right now. Celtics went 9 in the shot clock. Derek White in the front court. Sends it off to Brown. A Brown on the 3. Bricked off the back rim. Nothing is even close. Everything has been a 3. And nothing is even remotely close to going in. Like, everything has been too long. Paul George rises for the jumper. Deep 2. He buries it. 80-61. Pritchard finds Vucevic. Hand off Pritchard. Pritchard outside into the hands to Brown. Brown attacks the paint. Kick out corner. White catch and fire 3. Off the rim. Short to rebound. Secured by Drummond. Nobody can make a shot. Live by the 3. Crumble by the 3. Celtics crumbling in the third quarter like the crumble cookie. Right now, we're going into a Game 7 most likely. Maxey inside the key. Got it to go for Tyrese Maxey. 21-point lead, an 8-zip run by Philly. Pritchard. Hand off Vucevic. Back into the hands to Pritchard. Pritchard. Crossover. Drives inside the key. Outside White. Derek White into the hands to Pritchard. Pulls up from deep. Pritchard. Off the mark. No good. A rebound by Drummond. This is terrible. Deep range pull up from 30 feet out. Maxey misfired out of bounds. It's going to be Celtics ball. Yeah, people got really mad at me for saying about Derek White being out of the league in Game 2. Somebody had posted that on Twitter. A lot of people sided with that guy who said the NBA doesn't notice, quote, but Derek White is going to be out of the league. Now, defensively, I think he's still serviceable as a player. Vucevic scores much-needed buckets. Tonight, he hasn't been terrible, though. He's got 11 points for him. I mean, it's been better than what he's been the last couple of games. Quarter jumper, good at the buzzer by Drummond for the dagger. We're going into a Game 7, folks. I'm going to end this poll right now. Yeah, I just ended the poll. Because that looked like it was clearly the dagger. 82-63 Philly, or 85-63 Philly with Drummond burying the corner three at the buzzer. So this is going into a Game 7. Just a heads up, I'm not sure if I can cover the Game 7. I got a softball doubleheader at 12 and 2. So if it's during the afternoon, I will not be live for Game 7. If it's during nighttime, then I'd be live for Game 7. But if it's during the afternoon, I would not. Man, this is terrible. I haven't seen a game like this all season out of the Celtics team. Terrible, terrible. What a terrible time to be playing their worst basketball ever. This looks like the 2021 Celtics right now, which were the 7th seed and lost the 5 to Brooklyn. That's what it looks like. Some bad basketball. Like, they hadn't been getting smashed this season against opponents. Man, Vucevic. What in the world with Vucevic? Like, this guy was an all-star a couple years back. He does nothing. 2 points in 14 minutes. Seems like he should be much more than a -8 than... Man, he cannot stop a fly. Vucevic is not good. Yeah, this is terrible. Like, everything's been a 3. Like, it's these guys are hunting down mismatches. Nobody is cutting to the rim. And it's all kick out corner 3, bricking 3s. It's all shots that get bricked. Just a lot of growing pains for this team going into the offseason. Yeah, terrible time to be playing like this. Like, I cannot believe it that they're playing like this right now. Celtics are so lucky that they won that Game 3, the one by 8 on Friday to go up 2-1. They were so lucky they took that one. Wow. This is just mind-boggling. There was a YouTuber that went through every single series in detail, except for OKC versus Phoenix, going into the Game 4 for OKC versus Phoenix, because he said that one was a clear sweep. And then the other one he did not go into detail was this series, because he clearly thought after the 32-point victory, when the Celtics went up 3-1, that they were gonna steamroll past Philly and win this series in 5. Peyton Pritchard just scored the layup. 17-point game. Embiid, 15-footer. Embiid buries it. Peyton Pritchard. Driving, working on Grimes. Circles back out to the perimeter. Jordan Walsh into the hands to Jaylen Brown. Brown hunting down matchups, playing the ISO ball. Brown bobbled it. Brown lost it. Brown coughs it up. It's a turnover. Same exact thing's going to be happening. Everybody picking up Jaylen Brown, saying that he does not have a handle. Going to be another 6 months of that coming up. A jumper is good by Philly with Justin Edwards. It's a 21-point lead. Jaylen Brown's got one more game to prove that he can get his handle together. Jaylen Brown, wide open three. He's got one more game to prove that he can make a three-point shot in the clutch. And at Game 7, he bricked that one. Paul George at the corner takes on Brown one-on-one into the hands to Embiid. Embiid dump off underneath, backdoor layups. Good by George. And Paul George with a chance to redeem himself after choking up a 3-1 series lead in the bubble 6 years ago. Has the chance to redeem himself on Saturday in the Game 7 alongside Joel Embiid as he got clamped down by Al Horford 3 years ago in the playoffs. This time around, Philadelphia looking to reverse the curse. Terrible by Boston right now. 88-65, timeout by Joe Mazzulla. This is pathetic. Oh my gosh. Nobody is playing team basketball. It's like these guys lost confidence in themselves. And they don't have that guy like a Marcus Smart that can go all in and have a full team meeting and be able to get these guys together and motivated. He did that when they were down 3-0 against the Heat. And they came back and forced the Game 7. Everything has been straight up iso ball. Like, it looks like we've gone 5 years backwards with this Celtics team. Like, this Celtics team looks like they're clearly the 7 seed in this series, and Philly's the 2. Well, Celtics got one more game to prove everybody wrong about the gap year. Because right now, 56-26. Gap year for nothing. Got to show it in May. And into June in the playoffs. And right now, they might be eliminated in the second day of May. Terrible close to April for Boston. Yeah, the regional channels are not taking the games. That's a new thing that's happened this year. So the regional channels do not get to stream any of the games anymore. So it's all because of the media rights, and it's all about money with the NBA. So disappointing. If you guys are enjoying the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I wish it was much more competitive than this right now. Man, the turnovers. Like, where in the world does these turnovers come from? This was not an issue in the regular season. Celtics were the best team in fewest turnovers per game, and they come into the playoffs and they're struggling to get it together. Jaylen Brown, 5 turnovers. There's going to be so much criticism that goes on for Jaylen Brown, like, the next 6 months if the Celtics can't pull out this series. So much criticism after this series about Jaylen Brown. A regular season player, still doesn't have it with the left hand, coughs up the basketball, can't make big shots. It's going to still be that criticism for Jaylen Brown. It's going to be the biggest Game 7 of his life coming up. And what's been an MVP season for Jaylen Brown, he's got to play like that on Saturday. Tonight, 5 turnovers, 4 personal fouls, 7 for 17 shooting, 18 points. Peyton Pritchard with possession on the floor alongside Sharman, Garza, Ron Harper Jr., and Jordan Walsh. Tatum for Zach Edey. The slowest offense just became a whole lot slower in pace of play. Garza, good on the 3. Paul George Pocket pass Embiid. Outside Edwards. Push pass corner 3. Quinn Grimes off the rim. Rebound secured by Sharman. Celtics down by 20 with possession. Baylor Sharman pass midcourt. Jordan Walsh wide open 3. Left it short. Batted to the perimeter. Pritchard collects the offensive rebound. Kick out corner. Ron Harper Jr. off the mark. No good. Tipped around. And Justin Edwards secures the defensive rebounds. Philly with possession. 9.5 left to go. Grimes on the outside off to Edwards. Into the hands to Paul George. Going to slow down tempo. Paul George. Lost control of the basketball. Sharman collects the steal. And we get a foul here up the floor. Oh, he's kicked. Kicked ball violation charged to Luka Garza. And that was a kicked ball violation. So the Celtics called him the kicked ball before they stole it. So this is going to stay Philly ball. Inbound Sixers. VJ Edgecombe. Into the hands to George. Outside Edgecombe. Edgecombe launches the 3 off the back rim. No good. Offensive rebound right back over to Philly as they attack the paint. And no good. Missed the layup by Grimes. Got to get hungry here for the bench. Prove their minutes going into the next game. Pritchard blocked from behind by Edgecombe. And Edgecombe stares down Pritchard. And Edwards turned it over. One more game for the Celtics to prove it. Nothing than a bigger Game 7 coming up for Boston. Peyton Pritchard at the corner. Step back 3 in the air over Embiid. Left it short. Man, that's not a good sign that Peyton Pritchard cannot find his stroke tonight in this game. It's going to come down to somebody random to pop off in a Game 7. Grant Williams did it a couple years back against the Bucks in a Game 7. Harper collects the steal. Pritchard up the floor. You get a score here. 3-on-1. Shireman off the mark. Follow through. Good on the 2 off the putback by Garza. 88-70. 8:11 left to go. Also a technical foul charged to Paul George. And Peyton Pritchard will have a free throw. And the free throw is good. 17-point game, 8:11 left. Bench is going to play hungry here. Tyrese Maxey's going to come back in. He's got 25. Tyrese Maxey, he leads the way with 25. Paul George, 23. Embiid, 15. Oubre, 11. Maxey at the top of the key. Bounce pass into the hands of Embiid. Embiid puts up the shot over Garza off the back rim. No good. Tipped over to Harper for the defensive rebound. Yeah, Celtics coming up here hungry. They're bench playing hungry right now with Ron Harper Jr. Looking to get some more minutes. Corner 3, a swoosh! Ron Harper Jr. buries it. Making it interesting right now. 14-point game. I'll leave it up to Ron Harper Jr. coming off the bench. He wants it. Ron Harper Jr. absolutely wants it. Where everybody else has struggled, that's a call for Ron Harper Jr. to get more minutes. 3 points, 3 minutes, 2 rebounds. Plus 9 for Ron Harper Jr. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Celtics just made it interesting. They got 2 timeouts left. Philly with 4 timeouts. It's a 14-point game. Game 7's on Saturday. If there is a Game 7, most likely there will be, unless barring a ultimate choke in this game by Philly. If the game for some reason is in the afternoon, I will not be live, unfortunately. If it's like a 2 o'clock or... Yeah, if it's like a 2 o'clock start time, I will not be live for the game if it's during like the first half of the day in the afternoon. I have a softball doubleheader at 12 and 2. So I'll be back home around like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Usually the games are at night for the Game 7s, I feel like. Yeah, usually Saturdays are at night. If it's on a Sunday, those are the ones that is usually during the afternoon. "13 turnovers by Boston, resulting in 17 points off of those turnovers scored by Philly. Just, there was no we in team tonight for the Celtics. It was all about I, and hunting down one-on-one matchups and no ball movement. Like, they reverted right back to every single bad habit that they had. That would be a no there for Vooch to start Game 7. No, Vooch does not look comfortable on this team. Vooch has barely played for the Celtics. So Vooch had played a couple of games once he got traded from Chicago. Then he injured his finger. He was out for a month. He came back in like the final week of the regular season. But he has really just never been able to build chemistry with these guys. And his defense is not good. Yeah, Ron Harper Jr., he just earned himself minutes for him. Like, all these guys have been struggling shooting. And then Ron Harper Jr. comes and buries a monster 3. We get back to the back into the game. Paul George, hounded by Jordan Walsh, out of bounds, deflected off Walsh. Jordan Walsh, he's another guy who wants it. Like, he plays hungry. I'm stunned to see Jordan Walsh not get as many minutes for him, because he's a really good defender for him. Not so much with his offensive game, but in terms of the energy that he brings on the floor through his defense, that could be helpful. Wide open 3, Quentin Grimes halfway down to Walsh, deflected off to Sharman for the defensive rebound. Celtics with possession. Sharman at the wing into the hands to Walsh. Jordan Walsh finds Pritchard. Pritchard, edge of the midcourt logo off the screen set by Garza. Pritchard, crossover, shovel pass down the lane. Luka Garza soars up and throws it down with a two-handed flush. It ain't over till it's over. 11-zip run with the Celtics. Tyrese Maxey on the floor alongside Embiid, George, Edgecombe, and Grimes. Celtics 5 on the court. Pritchard, Garza, Walsh, Ron Harper Jr., and Sharman. The bench is the key right now for Boston. Embiid, jumper off the back rim, bounces in. Lucky bounce for Joel Embiid. Back to a 14-point game. Payton Pritchard at the top of the key. He takes on Grimes. Screen set by Garza. Pritchard finds Garza. Garza on the 3. Garza well off the mark. Rebound secure by Embiid. 6.5 left to go. Tyrese Maxey slows it down. Maxey drives downhill to the cup, soars and scores up and in off the glass. Tyrese Maxey having a big-time game tonight. He's got 27. Pritchard dribbles, drives up into the key, working on Edgecombe, right off the glass, scores the 2. Got to create stops, multiple stops in the row here for the Celtics D. Payton Pritchard double figures now with 11. Tyrese Maxey with possession. Edge of the midcourt logo. Off the double team, gets the way to Embiid. Embiid attacks the rack. Embiid fouled. That's on Harper Jr., who picks up the personal foul. Embiid. Joel Embiid goes down hard. Joel Embiid hit the deck hard. He's back up on his feet. He's got 2 free throws coming up by Embiid. Looks like he's okay. 2 shots by Embiid at the line. First free throw is good. It's been a crazy series. Celtics got up 3-1. Philadelphia has now won 2 straight if they can close this one out tonight. Saturday at Boston, TBD. They don't even know what time it's going to be for this game on Saturday. I'm fed up with the playoff schedule this year because usually they put the games ahead of time with like the TV slots like a week ahead of time. Absolutely fed up with the TV schedule, how we wait till like the day before the actual game when they determine it. Pritchard in the corner, into the hands to Sharman. Sharman outside to Walsh. Walsh drives inside the key, try to throw it out a dunk. He missed it though. Goes back to Philly. So we're down to under 5:30 left to play. Oubre tripped up and fouled. Human Domino is hitting the deck on the floors. Embiid doing push-ups hitting the deck. Jordan Walsh tried to throw out a poster dunk over Paul George and couldn't get it. Two shots here at the line for Philly. First one's good. Praying that Game 7 will be a whole lot better. 78 points with under 5.5 remaining. Man, they just cannot figure it out. Everybody starts off a clean slate in a Game 7. Only momentum you got is the home crowd rallying right behind you for the Celtics. And also previous Game 7 experience. Gonna need that coming up on Saturday. Tyrese Maxey off the double team. Floats it to Embiid. Embiid takes on Sharman. Embiid outside. Corner. 3. Edgecombe. A dagger. Buries it. 20-point lead. Down to 5 left to go. Edgecombe with 11. Pritchard finds Sharman. Sharman drives inside, scores the 2. Yeah, Tatum went to the locker room in the third quarter. I'm going to see if there's any updates with the injury for Tatum. So it looks like Tatum suffered a calf injury. Yeah, this is not a good sign. Medical doctor Jesse Morse M.D. on Twitter. He's a sports medicine doctor. He puts out Jason Tatum suffered a calf injury tonight. And he puts out in his tweet, potentially very concerning as the series turns to a pivotal Game 7. Depending on the specifics of the injury, there's a chance that he misses this Game 7. Man, that's devastating. Jason Tatum seen on the bike, riding the bike in the fourth quarter. Devastating, man. Absolutely devastating. So calf injury is what it looks like for early speculation. Jordan Walsh, 2 shots at the free throw line. First one's good. Yeah, Wemby is breaking the league. He is way too good. What's good, Tyrone? Welcome in. Second free throw. That's off the rim short, missed by Walsh, rebound by George. It is going to go into a Game 7. I have no clue what time the Game 7 is going to be. If it's on Saturday afternoon, I am out for the first half of Saturday. So I will not be streaming Game 7 if it's during the first half of Saturday. If it's after 5 o'clock, then I plan on being live for Game 7. But if it's 4:30 or before, I'm probably not going to go live. I'd probably join in progress if it's at like 4:30 or afterwards, 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'd probably join in progress and then do a full stream if it's at like 5:30 or beyond on Saturday. So no clue when that game's going to be just yet for the Game 7. 98-83, 3.5 left to go as we head to a timeout. Oh, man. So, yeah, I've been streaming a ton of Celtics games this season. This Celtics team has been absolutely special in the regular season. They were looking special in Game 1, Game 3, Game 4, and then all of a sudden playing their worst basketball at the worst time possible. And in Game 6, they look horrific. Yeah, there's been very few bad Celtics games this year, but this is basically the worst one for Boston. Like, this looks like the Celtics in the opening week of the season for them. Except those games were actually close. This one's not. Yeah, this looks like the Celtics in Game 7 of the regular season where they got smashed against Houston. 27-point loss. They didn't really get blown out at all this year. Terrible loss against Milwaukee. I remember streaming that one in December. Lost by 15. There was no signs of life in that game. Yeah, they lost by a bunch against the Knicks on Super Bowl Sunday. That's kind of reminiscent. A loss at Denver by a lot. They really didn't get blown out that much for them, though. This is one of the very few blowouts. Yeah, I think this is like the second largest blowout margin for the season, regular season plus playoffs for Boston right now. They're on the verge. Edgecombe, a corner jumper off the mark, rebound Pritchard. We're down to 3:10 left to play. Peyton Pritchard at the top of the key. Off the double team, Harper Jr. back outside Pritchard. Pritchard takes on Edgecombe into the hands to Ron Harper Jr. He is clamped, guarded by Maxey Harper. Mid-range, skipped around the rim and out, tipped up, and the rebound controlled by Embiid. Yup, it is unbelievable that this game's going to 7 games. Knicks look like they're the superior team going into the next series. And, yeah, the series all playing itself out with the preseason projections. The New York Knicks, the top team in the preseason in the East, looking like it right now after that Game 7 demolition victory over Atlanta. Sharman in the corner, step back, 3 over George, rattles it in. Celtics Sixers Saturday at 1. Apostle Rapper puts out, yeah, I will not be live for that game. I have a college softball doubleheader broadcast at that time at 12 and 2, so I will not be live if that is the actual time on Saturday. That's an absolute disgrace by the NBA if they put it at that time. On the weekends, this early on in the playoffs, when you could put it on night instead of at 1 p.m., that would be horrific if they do that. Basket's good, 8-1 by Philly. VJ Edgecombe took it the distance. Philadelphia wanted Boston. They got Boston, and now they're going to take Boston into a Game 7. Free throw is good by Edgecombe. 2 minutes left to go. Step back 3. Pritchard nails it. Yeah, just the style that the Celtics play. It can only do so much, and when they're not on point from their three-point shooting, it just is not a good look how they play stylistically because they attempt so many threes, and when they're drilling threes, they're winning big. They're winning by like 20 plus points. When they're missing their threes, then it's terrible, and they're getting destroyed. And tonight, it's one of those games that they're not on point from three-point range. Really, nothing has been able to give. It's been a roller coaster of a series for Boston. Games that they're shooting like 45, 50% from three, and then games that they're shooting 25, 30% from three. There's nothing really in the middle. There's not like games that the Celtics... Tonight they shot 12 for 41 from three at 29%. So another second straight game that they're shooting terribly from three. There just hasn't been any sort of middle ground in this series for them. That's why they won by 32 twice, because they blew out the Sixers from three both of those times. And then the two games that they got blown out and they shot horrific from three. There's really been no middle ground. That this Celtics team shoots like around their average 35, 36, 37%. It's been just super high 45, 50% or super low 20, 25, 28 or 29% tonight. Thanks for joining in, Mr. Crack Daddy. Appreciate it here for being a part of the stream. Yeah, this Celtics team overachieved for them. Regular season team, but the three-point shooting, it just seems like it can only take you as much as the shot making takes you. And when you're not making your shots, it looks terrible. If you guys enjoyed the stream tonight, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I plan to be live tomorrow. I had a good, really good fan base on the last stream between the Cavs and the Raptors. That was a great game last night. I plan on being live for Cavs Raptors tomorrow at 7:30. Saturday, I have no time. I have no clue when the time's going to be for Celtics Sixers. I've said this a couple times, just gonna say it out there in case there's new people joining in or in case you missed it. If the Celtics get scheduled in for like 4:30 or beyond, I plan on being live for that stream. I probably would join in late into like maybe like halftime if it's at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock, but 6 o'clock or beyond, if it's scheduled for that time, 6 o'clock or beyond, I plan on going live. If it's scheduled for like the afternoon at like 1 o'clock, which somebody posted 1 o'clock, possibly could be the game time, then I would not be live on Saturday. I'm out on Saturday afternoon. I got a doubleheader for a regular season finale for a conference softball doubleheader on Saturday at 12 and 2. So if the Celtics for some reason get scheduled in at like noontime or 1 p.m., I would not be live, unfortunately, for that Game 7. And that would be just a terrible disgrace by the NBA for putting a game that early on a Saturday. I'm not I'll tell you guys, and I'm just not a fan of the scheduling by the NBA and the networks that they're having these games on. Like, usually the schedule is out with, like, the dates and the times, like, a week before the games. Like, now it's, like, the schedule comes out, like, the day before every game. Like, it's all over the place this year. Like, you can't really plan a day until, like, the day of. But it's going back to Boston in Game 7, and Celtics looking for some momentum with Jordan Walsh, a steal and a dunk. Maybe that will be a building block for them for Game 7. Hopefully Jordan Walsh gets some more minutes. Going to need it with his defense for him because he does bring the Celtics team energy to the defense that he provides. Final 30 seconds and under left to go. Just wasn't the night again for the Celtics. George, shot clock violation. Yeah, this is concerning for Boston. Celtics are a perfect 28-0 all-time, went up 3-1. They're on the ropes going into a Game 7 at home. Philadelphia, they got signs of life. The Celtics gave them life, and Philadelphia gets to force a Game 7 back in Boston. Watch out for Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Joel Embiid. Any of those guys from the trio can go off, plus VJ Edgecombe. Celtics with an injured Jason Tatum, questionable going into Saturday's Game 7. He's got a injured calf. Celtics are in some deep trouble. Really deep trouble going into this Game 7 right now. Jaylen Brown, 10 missed shots, scored a team-high 18 points, turned it over 5 times. Celtics with a lot of issues with turnovers tonight. They had 13 turnovers. Felt like it was much more than that. Tatum finished with 17 and 11. He played 29 minutes. And I'm not sure if he's going to be playing in the Game 7. He's got an injured calf for Tatum. He was seen riding on the medical bike in the fourth quarter. Pritchard finished with 14. Derek White, he had 11. Not terrible out of Derek White. He drilled 3 threes tonight. Minus 25, though, when he was on the floor, which he's known for his defense. It has not been a good series for Derek White, like all around. Offensively, it's been not good. And then the defense has fallen off a cliff recently for him. Like, he's got picked apart defensively. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that, but one of the best players in the league defensively for a guard, and is having a tough time in this series. Not a good time to play their worst basketball right now. Worst time ever. Sam Hauser. Nothing really much going on for him. 5 points. Keita had almost the same amount of fouls as points. 4 points, 3 fouls. Did have 11 rebounds. Just he gets into foul trouble early. Like, he picks up 3 fouls midway into the second quarter for him, and then Vucevic comes in and cannot stop a fly. Vucevic has been awful defensively. 2 points tonight in 14 minutes by Vooch. Yeah, that's from a guy who averaged 18 points per game on his former team. So, it's tough. Tough to watch. These guys just got to get things together. And I'd say probably the best case for the Celtics team is they got to have like a motivational locker room speech with these guys. Get it together. Watch offensive film from games that they were thriving. And be able to see what was going right for them so they can make those corrections and get away from what in the world has happened here in the last 2 games. Straight up iso ball offense, hunting down matchups, looking like the 2021 version of themselves. I mean, this was another horrific game tonight. It's just so disappointing for their team because they're so much more better than this. And it's just sad the way that they're going out right now. Nobody expected this. Everybody thought Celtics in 5. And there hasn't been a team to choke a 3-1 series lead since Doc Rivers. And Celtics better not be the next one. Jason Tatum questionable for the next game due to a strained calf. That's what one of the medical doctors put out was Jason Tatum calf injury. I'm going to see here on Twitter. Jason Tatum left calf strain questionable. Dr. Jesse Morris, MD, on Twitter puts out, Jason Tatum suffered a calf injury tonight, potentially concerning. The series turns to a pivotal Game 7. He is, depending on the specifics, there is a chance that he misses a Game 7 coming up. So, it's just brutal. Such a great regular season where everybody was chipping their weight, everybody was playing a key role, and now all of a sudden they've picked the worst time to play basketball and lose games. It's too bad. Yeah, really unfortunate for this team because they could have picked this time to play this poorly back in like January or February, but it came in at the worst time possible in late March towards the end of the first rounds. Gonna wrap up here for this one tonight. 106-93 Philly forces Game 7. There's been no time yet put out for Game 7. I plan on being back live tomorrow night covering Cavs Raptors for Game 6 in that series. That's at 7:30. If the Celtics Sixers Game 7 is during the day, like first half of the day, I will not be live for that stream. I got a softball doubleheader for college softball that I'm broadcasting in the afternoon at 12 and 2, so unfortunately I will not be live in the afternoon if it is in early Game 7. If it's at night, then I plan on being live for Game 7 on Saturday. Thanks for joining in for this one. We will close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got Jason, John, Michael, Bradley, Joe, Lonely Satellite, Warren, the Naja Player, Norma, Paulson, Kelly, Ogie, Russell, Rydog, Astros Fan for Life, All on the Prowl, I Am Ghost, Ian, Edith, Ice Ice Baby, SGA Sports Talk, Elaine, Kilo Pitts, Yvonne, and Otamura. Thanks for joining in tonight. Philly forces the Game 7. Celtics playing some rough basketball right now at the worst time possible. 106-93 Philly takes Game 6 and on to a Game 7 on Saturday. Thanks for joining in, and have a nice night, everybody.